Seniors, 3 vegetables you should never touch and 3 you must eat. Welcome back to Golden Heart Advice, where we help you stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60. I'm Dr. James, and today I have a serious warning. It may sound surprising, but some vegetables that seem healthy can silently damage your joints, weaken your legs, and even speed up memory loss. You may be eating them every week without knowing they're slowly making it harder to move, balance, and live freely. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 vegetables you should eat daily to support your mobility, brain, and heart, and 3 vegetables you should avoid at all costs if you want to protect your health after 60. At the end, I'll reveal one very common vegetable served in millions of homes across America that may be the biggest hidden danger of all. If you care about living longer and stronger, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. 1. Broccoli. Nature's green armor for aging bodies. Let's start with one of the most powerful allies you can have on your plate after 60. Broccoli. Now, I know broccoli isn't exactly exciting, but if there's one vegetable I recommend to every senior patient I see, it's this one. Why? Because broccoli acts like green armor for your joints, bones, and brain. It's rich in a compound called sulforaphane, which has been shown to reduce chronic inflammation. The kind that wears down your knees, stiffens your hips, and even clouds your memory over time. Think of inflammation like rust on a car. You may not notice it at first, but slowly it eats away at the parts that keep you moving. Sulforaphane helps fight that rust at the cellular level. Broccoli is also loaded with vitamin K and calcium, 2 nutrients crucial for maintaining strong bones. That's especially important after 60, when bone density naturally drops and the risk of fractures rises, even from minor falls. But here's something most people don't realize. Broccoli can actually help improve blood flow to your legs and feet. Studies show that sulforaphane supports healthy circulation, which helps keep your muscles nourished and your steps steady. If you struggle with cold feet, numbness, or that unsteady feeling when you get out of bed, this little green vegetable can make a big difference over time. But, and this is important, how you prepare broccoli matters. Boiling it too long, you destroy the very compounds that make it helpful. But if you steam it lightly for 3 to 5 minutes, it stays vibrant, digestible, and packed with healing power. So the next time you plan a meal, ask yourself, have I given my body a little armor today? Even just 1 cup of steamed broccoli a day is a small act of self-respect and a wise step toward stronger legs, clearer thinking, and a longer life. Have you tried adding broccoli to your meals lately? Let me know in the comments below. 2. Spinach. The hidden engine behind strength and clarity. Now let's talk about a leafy green that many people overlook. But it's one I truly believe belongs on your plate every single day. Spinach. It may look soft and ordinary, but spinach is what I call a quiet healer. Why? Because it works behind the scenes to keep your legs strong and your mind clear. Spinach is packed with natural nitrates. And no, not the artificial kind you find in processed meats. These natural nitrates help widen your blood vessels, improve circulation, and allow more oxygen and nutrients to reach your muscles and your brain. And for seniors, that's a game changer. As we age, blood flow tends to slow down, muscles weaken, reflexes dull. Sometimes you feel lightheaded just standing up from a chair. Sound familiar? That's why I want to tell you about one of my patients, Harold, age 71. He used to walk every morning, but over time he noticed his legs felt heavy, almost numb. When we looked closer, his circulation had slowed, especially in his lower body. We made just one change. Harold started adding a handful of spinach to his lunch every day, sometimes in a salad, sometimes in a smoothie. Within 3 weeks, he told me, "Dr. James, my legs feel alive again." That's the power of better blood flow, and that's what spinach can do. But it's not just about your legs. Spinach is also rich in lutein and folate, two nutrients that help protect your brain, boost memory, and support clearer thinking. And if you're worried about your vision as you age, spinach has your back there too. It contains zeaxanthin, which protects your eyes and lowers the risk of macular degeneration. Just make sure you're not overcooking it. Lightly sautéing or blending spinach keeps the nutrients intact and makes it easier for digestion. So whether it's part of your breakfast smoothie or tucked into your omelette, think of spinach as a daily investment in your mobility, memory, and independence. Have you ever noticed a difference in your energy or balance after eating leafy greens? I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. 3. Carrots for vision, balance, and a sharper tomorrow. Now let's turn to a vegetable that's probably already in your kitchen, but maybe you've underestimated it. Carrots. Yes, they're sweet. Yes, they're crunchy. But what most people don't realize is that carrots are one of the most important vegetables for seniors. You've probably heard that carrots are good for your eyes. That's true. But it goes much deeper than that. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, essential for maintaining sharp vision, especially at night. And that's not just about reading or watching TV. For seniors, vision is directly tied to independence and safety. Seeing clearly helps you move confidently, avoid hazards, and prevent falls. The number one cause of serious injury in people over 65. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Carrots also support your balance and coordination. The antioxidants in carrots help protect the nerves and blood vessels that carry signals between your brain and your feet. When those signals slow down, you may start to feel off balance, like your steps are uncertain. But when they're sharp and well-nourished, you move with more confidence. On top of that, carrots are a fantastic source of fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar, cholesterol, and digestion. And those aren't just numbers on a chart. Stable blood sugar means more steady energy, less fatigue, and fewer dizzy spells. Good digestion means less bloating and discomfort, which can affect posture and balance. So how should you eat them? Raw or lightly steamed is best. Add them to salads, soups, or just enjoy them as a snack. Even 1 or 2 carrots a day can help. It's a small choice, but it builds real protection around your eyes, your balance, and your freedom. So tell me, are carrots already part of your routine? Or will you be adding them in this week? Let me know below. 4. Eggplant. The silent saboteur of mobility. Now that we've covered what to eat, let's talk about what to avoid. And first on the list is one that often surprises people. Eggplant. It looks harmless, even elegant. Deep purple skin, low in calories, often used in healthy recipes. But what many seniors don't know is that eggplant contains a natural chemical called solanine. And for some people, especially those over 60, solanine can become a problem. Why? Because solanine can trigger inflammation, especially in the joints, muscles, and connective tissues. If you've ever felt stiffness in your knees, soreness in your ankles, or sharp pain in your hips without knowing why, your diet may be playing a bigger role than you think. One of my patients, a 66-year-old woman named Margaret, came to me complaining of worsening joint pain, especially after dinner. She was active, ate healthy, didn't understand what was going wrong. When we reviewed her meals, one thing stood out: eggplant. She was eating it 3 to 4 times a week. After removing it from her meals for just 2 weeks, her stiffness improved dramatically. That's the hidden risk. Not everyone is sensitive to solanine, But if your body is, it can silently wear down your mobility over time. It's like having a pebble in your shoe. You might ignore it at first, but keep walking on it day after day and it slowly causes damage. And unfortunately, cooking doesn't remove the risk. Solanine remains even when the eggplant is baked, stewed, or grilled. If you've been dealing with joint aches, unexplained fatigue in your legs, or poor balance, take a close look at whether eggplant is a regular guest on your plate. There are plenty of safer vegetables to enjoy without the hidden cost. Have you ever noticed your joints feel worse after certain meals? It might be time to do a little food detective work. An eggplant could be the first place to start. If you're craving something with that same texture, try roasted zucchini or portobello mushrooms instead. They're gentler on your joints. Of course, not everyone reacts the same. If you've eaten eggplant occasionally without issues, that's okay. Just stay aware of how your joints and legs feel afterward. 5. Green bell pepper, the hidden spark of inflammation. Now let's talk about another vegetable that might be harmless for some, but in others, especially those with joint or gut sensitivity, it may trigger subtle issues worth paying attention to. I'm talking about green bell peppers. They're bright, crunchy, and often tossed into salads or cooked into stir-fries. Most people think of them as a healthy, low-calorie food, and in some ways they are. But for older adults, especially those over 60, there's more to the story. You see, green bell peppers belong to the same nightshade family as eggplant, and like eggplant, they contain compounds called lectins. Green peppers contain plant compounds that may irritate the gut in some people, especially as we age and digestion becomes more sensitive. Some of my patients report feeling off after eating, maybe a little bloated or slightly crampy. Others begin to notice a subtle change in how they walk. Stiff ankles, slight tingling in the toes, or a vague sense of unsteadiness. Most of them blame it on aging, but in several cases I've traced it back to a daily habit of eating green peppers, especially raw. What makes it worse is that green peppers have fewer antioxidants than their red, orange, or yellow versions. That means you're getting less nutritional benefit while exposing your body to more potential irritation. Brighter bell peppers like red or orange offer more antioxidants and tend to be easier on digestion. Now, can cooking help reduce the lectins? A little, but not enough to eliminate the issue for someone whose system is already sensitive. If you regularly include green bell peppers in your meals and you've noticed new joint stiffness, leg discomfort, or digestive changes that seem to come and go, it might be worth taking them off your plate for 2 weeks and watching what happens. In many cases, that small decision leads to clearer movement, improved balance, and better digestion. So let me ask you, when you buy bell peppers, do you choose green, or do you usually reach for the red or orange ones? Let me know in the comments. And I'll share why I always recommend the brighter colors to my patients. You don't have to avoid them forever. But if you've noticed discomfort, take a break and see how your body responds. 6. White potato. The sweet trap, weakening your foundation. Let's finish this list with what might be the most surprising culprit of all. A vegetable found on almost every American dinner plate. White potatoes. Now don't get me wrong, I grew up with mashed potatoes at family dinners just like most of you. They're comforting, filling, and familiar. But for seniors, they can also be quietly harmful, especially when eaten regularly. White potatoes are extremely high in simple carbohydrates. That means they break down quickly into sugar in your bloodstream, causing a sudden spike in blood sugar levels. And while that might give you a quick burst of energy, the long-term effects are much more serious. Repeated blood sugar spikes trigger inflammation in the body, which can damage blood vessels, especially the small, fragile ones in your legs and feet. Over time, this reduces circulation, weakens muscles, and increases the risk of numbness, tingling, cramping, and poor balance. One of my patients, a 68-year-old woman named Susan, told me she was struggling with leg fatigue by the late afternoon. She felt off balance, especially after meals. When we looked closer at her diet, we discovered she was eating white potatoes almost every evening, baked, mashed, or fried. After we replaced them with roasted sweet potatoes and squash for just 2 weeks, her leg discomfort noticeably improved. You can also try roasted squash or cauliflower mash. Both are delicious and much kinder to your blood sugar. She said, "Doctor, James, I didn't realize how much better I could feel until I stopped eating them." That doesn't mean you have to cut them out completely, but if you're dealing with blood sugar, joint, or circulation issues, it's worth trying a lighter alternative for a few weeks. And that's the danger. White potatoes don't feel unhealthy. They're not greasy or overly salty on their own. But beneath their comfort lies a real threat to senior health. They also offer very little in terms of protective nutrients. Unlike carrots or sweet potatoes, white potatoes lack antioxidants that defend against aging, and when combined with butter, sour cream, or salt, they can quietly undermine everything you're doing to protect your heart, circulation, and strength. That doesn't mean you have to give up comfort food. Just choose comfort that also supports your health. Have you ever noticed how you feel after a potato-heavy meal? Lighter or heavier, energized or sluggish? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. When it comes to aging well, it's not about chasing miracles, it's about making smarter choices one meal at a time. Some vegetables protect your strength and sharpen your mind. Others, though they seem harmless, may slowly chip away at your mobility and independence. Every bite you take is a vote for the kind of life you want to live tomorrow. So tell me, after watching this, which vegetable will you add and which one might you let go of? Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another doctor-approved tip from Golden Heart Advice. Here's to staying strong, steady, and independent, one plate at a time.